Hey there. So this chapter is going to be about a very common feeling that all human beings and all animals share, uh, which is part of us, basically. Um, but it goes uh, more often than we think. I brought a candle today, but this is a very special candle because, firstly, my mother gave it to me and it has a really nice smell, which I love. But she gave it to me because of one very specific reason, uh, and it's this phrase. Um, so basically, in Spanish, I will put it here to you. It says, ¿Qué harías si no tuvieras miedo? Which in English is, what would you do if you didn't have fear? Didn't, yeah, if you were fearless. And that's a question, I'm gonna light it up. That's a question that I've been trying to answer um, for many months. I have a very special friend who also had this question a long time ago, and he um, he brought the topic to me once, and we did a whole retirement of this. It was, what would you do if you were fearless? Just think about the thing that let's do an exercise. Close your eyes for one moment and think about what's that thing, that situation, that person that you feel more fear about. What's that situation? What's that thing? Okay, so let's open our eyes. Um, so, for example, I have many fears, many. Um, One of my fears, I wasn't sure if I was gonna tell you, but since um, my objective with these videos is to be as just to be open with you and to be human and to be vulnerable. That's very important. One of my deepest fears is not being able to find a person, a woman. I'm heterosexual, so I like women. Um, Not being able to find a woman with whom I can I can have the most beautiful relationship I can have. Um, I'm not asking for a lifelong wife, no, because nowadays that's very how would I say? There are many things going around relationships, but what I really want to have, what I really want to have, is a relationship that lasts as long as it can, and that I can really say from the bottom of my heart that I love that person, and that that she's just my safe place, um, and that mm, hopefully we can build a life together. That's one of my deepest fears. So there are fears such as that, so as deep as that one, that I'm sure many people share. But there are many other um, little fears, as I like to call them, which are maybe going to an exam if you're at school, if you're at college, going to an exam, doing an exam is can be very can be very stressful, and people can be just frightened. Or, for example, just I don't know, going out and that something happens. That something happens that there's a very common one uh, that when you go out, when when I don't know, people start fighting these street fights. Um, for example, I many close people who are afraid of those, because they can get hurt. And when you have fear, when you feel fear, when you're frightened about something, it's just something that stresses you. It starts with your mind, with saying, okay, um, maybe if this happens, I will be, um, I, I don't know, I might get injured, or maybe someone can punch me. Maybe I don't know. Uh, there are many fears with money. Uh, what happens if I don't have money? What happens if I lose this business? What happens if I lose this job? That's a very common fear, and I would just like to ask you the same question that my mother asked me. What would you do if you didn't have that fear? What decisions and actions would you take uh, if you didn't have that fear? I know it's not easy uh, to answer that question. Sorry, but it's very important, because maybe the fears more uh, uh, are less dangerous than we think, and maybe they're just situations way easier to overcome than we think. Or maybe we just have to let go some things, let go people, let go uh, things, material things. Mm, that's that's a question we should all ask ourselves, because what I ask myself constantly is what would everyone do if they were fearless? And the first answer that comes to my mind is people would just do great things, fabulous things. Mm, but we don't allow ourselves to take those actions, to take those decisions. Um, there was one concept that I read many years ago, um, that said basically that the fear is like being in a desert or in the jungle, and you're just uh, going all the way, and in a certain moment of the way, a tiger appears, a giant tiger appears, like huge, massive tiger appears. So normally, if you and man, I don't know. I mean, that tiger doesn't want to be friends with you. He just wants to eat you, or yeah. I mean, you're not gonna get well. But this tiger uh, roars a lot and very loud. It just roars really loud. And that's the fear, the roaring, the way you're seeing, you're watching the tiger. The thing is that the tiger is just an animation. It's not real. It's just um, it's just a movie that it's in that it's playing in that jungle. It's just a movie. It's not um, it's not real. Um, so how would you keep going through um, through that jungle, through that desert, if you're not afraid of the tiger and you're willing to um, just go and um, to try to overcome that fear to the tiger that is most of the times is not real. Um, what would you do? How would you overcome all those noises of the tiger roaring? That's a question I want to leave you today. Um, I think it's very important that we all work in our fears, because it when we overcome our fears, that can lead us to magnificent situation, wonderful places, wonderful people. That's it. Just try to overcome your fears one step at a time, at your time. Uh, yeah, take your time, but just try to think, what would you do, and how would it help you? How how would it be helpful in your life to overcome those fears? Um, so thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate the help of my friend Andre, who uh, got me into this thinking and into trying to understand what fears I had and how would I overcome them. Thank you so much to him. And yeah, well, see you next time. I hope this video helps for something. And goodbye. Have a great night, day, whatever your time is right now, and wherever you are in the world. Thank you again.